You are the CBP officer. You notice a traveler acting nervous at the border checkpoint. Which of the following will be the most logical first step? A. Immediately detain the traveler. B. Observe their behavior further until making a decision. C. Allow a traveler to pass through without questions. Or D. Conduct a full body search on the spot. Is it A, B, C, or D? You're the CBP agent. What do you do? If you said B, observe the traveler's behavior further before making a decision, that's right, because let's go into this a little bit further, into the description, the reason why. A CBP officer must use observational skills to determine if further action is necessary before escalating a situation. So you gotta have your situational awareness, right? Head of the swivel, look around, make sure you know what's going on, okay? Next one, a vehicle at a border. The vehicle at the border crossing, which you see, has mismatched license plates. What is the most logical course of action you should take? A. Immediately seize the vehicle. B. Allow the vehicle to pass if the driver seems trustworthy. C. Conduct a secondary inspection and verify the registration information. Or D. Call for a high-speed chase immediately. A, B, C, or D. What do you do? You should be doing C. Conduct a secondary inspection and verify the registration information. Let's go into this a little bit further. A CBP officer, you must verify discrepancies first before taking more serious actions. Hey guys, my name is Mitchell. I don't do long introductions because I know it's a waste of your time. Let's keep on going. Next one, a CBP officer, you again. Spot a traveler frequently glancing at a security camera while in line for screening. So look at the camera, look at the camera, look at the camera, right? What should be the officers, what should be your immediate action? A, ignore the behavior unless they run. B, engage the traveler in a casual conversation to assess their behavior. C, call for backup and detain the traveler immediately. Or D, cancel all other inspections and focus solely on the traveler. So what do you do? A, B, C, or D? If you said B, engage the traveler in a casual conversation to assess their behavior, that's right. Let's get down into the further explanation. Engaging the traveler helps you, the CBP officer, determine intent without immediate escalation. So you're trying to figure out what's going on before you go crazy on the person, right? Get the situation under control first. Next one. A commercial truck declares agricultural products, but then you, the CBP officer, notices a strong chemical odor. What should be your response to this situation? You, the CBP person, it's just you. What do you do? A, allow the truck to pass since the driver provided the correct paperwork. B, conduct a secondary inspection due to suspicious indicators. C, immediately arrest the driver without questioning. D, call for a bomb squad without further investigation. A, B, C, or D? If you said B, conduct a secondary inspection due to suspicious indicators, that is correct. Let's get down to it further. Any inconsistency or unusual factors should be further inspected before making conclusions. Hey guys, how you doing? Down below, I have 10 more questions for you. I want you to take that free quiz down below. It's 10 more questions for you that are situationally based. Click the link and get it going. Next one. A traveler attempts to pay you. A traveler attempts to pay you in cash $25,000 to speed up their entry process. What should you do? $25,000 in cash. Pay off your car, don't pay them on the house. What would you do? A, accept it and let them through. B, politely refuse and warn them, do not do this again. C, report the bribery attempt and follow proper procedures. Or D, ignore the action if it is a small amount. A, B, C, or D? If you said C, report the bribery attempt and follow proper procedures. Now there's a glitch here, guys, a catch here. It says then follow proper procedures. See, they know when you take that test, you're a civilian. You don't know what the procedures are, right? You have no idea. You don't know what code, what law this is, right? But when you say things like you follow the proper procedures, that's how you want to answer that question, because you're going to come across questions like that in your interview as well. Look at my interview video as well. You're going to get a lot of situational questions. You don't know the answers because you are a civilian, right? But you do know that there are definitely policies and laws in place, and that's what you want to follow. Let's go down into the area of the explanation. By the way, all my test questions, every single one has an explanation behind it. This is why my test kicks butt, because people get the answer with the explanation. They get an immediate score. They also get an email from me, and plus they get the average what they're going to get on the test, okay? My exam helps you. Here's the explanation. Bribery is illegal, and you, CBP officers, must report such incidents. Must report, okay? If you don't report that, that's on you. It's your responsibility, okay? A traveler is carrying prescription medication but does not have a doctor's note. What is your response as a CBP officer? What should you do in this situation? What should you do? A, confiscate the medication immediately. B, ask the traveler for proof of prescription or consult CBP regulations for allowable limits. C, allow the driver through without checking it's just medication. Or D, arrest the driver for drug trafficking. What should you do? A, B, C, or D? You as a CBP officer should be doing B. Ask the traveler for proof of prescription or consult CBP regulations for allowable limits. The reason why, this is a logic question. Logical reasoning requires following regulations and verifying information before acting. So again, you see the regulations, the policies, procedures, the law. Whenever time you see stuff like that on your test, you tend to want to go with that answer because it's telling you, okay, I don't know, but the regulation knows, okay? That's what they're trying to tell you, all right? Next one, let's keep on going. A traveler presents a passport that has signs of tampering. You as a CBP officer, what should you do? It's frayed, doesn't look too good, maybe a little bit lighted, who knows, right? What should you do? A, verify the passport through official CBP systems before making a determination. B, immediately arrest the traveler. C, ignore it. The traveler looks trustworthy. D, let them enter and flag it for further review. A, B, C, or D? It's going to be A. You as a CBP officer must, you must verify the passport through official CBP systems before making a determination. Of course that makes sense, right? You don't know, but you're verifying, right? Trust but verify, right? Let's go down into the explanation. Officers must confirm authenticity before making an arrest. Next one, let's keep on going, guys. A passenger claims to be carrying only personal items, but the scan that you have done reveals undeclared electronics. What should the officer do? A, ask the traveler to explain the discrepancy. B, ignore the scan and allow the traveler through. That's just electronics. C, arrest them immediately. Or D, let them repack their bag before rescanning. A, B, C, or D? It is A, ask the traveler to explain the discrepancy. See, it's kind of a trick question because of the news today and social media, the border, drugs. You are there to make sure a lot of stuff doesn't get through, right? Fruit, vegetables, electronics, all sorts of crap that's not verified. So they're asking you this question. This question will be on your test. They're asking you because they want to see if you have enough common sense and logic and reasoning to say, you know what, it's not drugs, but this is also suspicious, right? So let's get down into the explanation. CBP officers, you should assess the traveler's response before taking any further action. So you want to check them out again, right? Get a feel for the situation. This is when your sixth sense and the law must come into part like that, like a team, okay? They must run parallel. Law and your sixth sense got to run parallel, okay? Next one. A CBP officer, you notices a traveler sweating excessively and avoiding eye contact. What should they do? So what should you do? What should you do? A, engage in a casual conversation to assess the behavior. B, ignore the behavior and let them pass. C, detain them immediately for acting suspicious. Or D, call for an immediate full body search on this person. A, B, C, or D. If you said A, correct. Engage in a casual conversation to assess the behavior. The reason why for the casual conversation is, again, the law, your sixth sense, understanding how people work, situational awareness. Those things are going to help you do your job to the highest extent. Let's get down into the explanation. CBP officers must observe behavior and gather more information before taking further steps. Are you kind of seeing here? It's like they want you to have this trust, right? Trust, but you verify everything, right? Hey, why you got this? Well, it is, okay, great. But then you're going to verify what they say to you. See, you got to verify. You are our defense to keeping our country safe. Think about that when you answer these questions. Think about that on your test. That's what you are. You are on the front line to keep people like me safe, okay? These are scenario-based judgments, which is more of the same, right? Here we go. You notice a traveler struggling to answer simple questions and avoiding eye contact. What is the best course of action? So they're having a hard time giving you common sense explanations. A, allow him to pass if their documents are valid. B, ask follow-up questions to further assess their behavior. C, detain him immediately for further questioning. Or D, ignore the behavior and move on to the next person. A, B, C, or D. It's going to be B. You want to ask follow-up questions to further assess their behavior. Let's get down into the explanation. CBP officers, you must observe and assess behavior without making immediate assumptions. That is the proper way to do it, okay? This is about integrity. You ready? Integrity. Integrity means trust, right? So we can trust you. What's your integrity level, right? Here we go. A fellow officer of yours, another CBP agent who you went to school with, 3 years later, you're both on the line. So a fellow officer uses unnecessary force on a compliant traveler. What should you do? A, report the incident to a supervisor. B, ignore it since they're handling the situation quite fine. C, join in to support your buddy. Or D, walk away and act as if you didn't see it. You guys, with the advent of social media, everybody has cameras on. Think about that, okay? Even if you don't want to go the moral route, think about that. Number 2, is your colleague worth your career? Okay? When I wore the uniform, none of my colleagues were my career because my career fed my family. Understand? So what do you think your answer is going to be? A, B, C, or D? It's going to be A. You're going to report the incident to the supervisor. Officers must adhere to ethical standards and report misconduct at all times. Here we go. You stop a traveler with 2 identical passports under different names. What should you do? A, confiscate the passports and conduct further investigation. B, allow them to enter since one passport looks legitimate. C, ask the traveler which one do they use. Or D, ignore the issue and move on. A, B, C, or D? A, you want to confiscate the passports and conduct further verification, which makes sense. That's your job again, right? This is the deal. Dual identities raise concerns and require further investigations. Some people have 2 passports, right? But you got to make sure. You got to verify. You got to keep us safe. So it's up to you to verify, not us, right? You observe a traveler frequently glancing at you and your fellow CBP officers, and they keep avoiding the camera. What should you do first? A, immediately detain them for suspicious behavior. B, continue observing their behavior for additional signs of deception. C, confront them aggressively and demand an explanation. Or D, ignore the behavior. They haven't done anything illegal. What should you do as a CBP officer? If you said B, that's the correct answer. Now, there were some close ones, right? Because you would think that detain them for suspicious behavior. Yeah, it's a little suspicious to be looking around, blah, blah, right? but suspicious is not it's not a misdemeanor or felony, right? We all can be suspicious, right? It's going to be B, continue observing their behavior for additional signs of deception. So they are, in essence, building their own case against them by your observations. Understand? You can determine what they're going to do, what they might do, who they are by observing them, okay? This is also going to be part of your interview process as well. The interview process now for CBP is full of what would you do type questions, okay? So you got to understand that, guys. I can't get that through your heads enough, all right? The CBP interview and the CBP test are mostly about situational questions, okay? Next one. You receive an alert that a traveler's name matches an individual on a terrorist watch list. What is your best immediate action? The best. Here we go. A, allow them to enter if their documents appear valid. B, discreetly notify a supervisor and conduct a secondary inspection. C, immediately arrest the traveler. D, let them pass and report it later. A, B, C, or D? It's going to be B, but there's also a caveat to the answer. The answer is this: discreetly notify a supervisor and conduct a secondary inspection. They just say, hey, yo, Larry, get over here. No. Discreetly notify your boss and conduct a secondary inspection. So you're getting your back up your boss in a quiet, professional way. Number two, you're doing a secondary inspection. Because why? That's your job. Keep us safe, right? In your head, when you do this test, right? Think about that. What's keeping the American public safe? What's keeping Mitchell safe, right? How are you keeping Mitchell safe, right? And so here's the explanation behind that, right? Proper protection requires verification before taking further action. Most of your job is about trusting and then verifying, right? You always want to verify these folks, because you don't know what it's all about. And guys, don't get caught up in the drug stuff. Drugs this and drug that. Do not get caught up in that, okay? Because it's more than just drugs as part of your job, all right? Last one here for you. A truck driver refuses to let you inspect their cargo, claiming it is confidential company property. What is your best course of action? A, let them proceed if they provide company verification. B, explain that CBP has legal authority to inspect all cargo and conduct an inspection. C, detain that driver immediately. D, refuse, ignore the refusal and let them through. A, B, C, or D. B, explain that CBP has legal authority to inspect all cargo and conduct an inspection. You have that authority, okay? It's very important you understand that. Let's get down to the explanation. Refusing an inspection is not permitted. It is not permitted. And CBPU has the right to verify cargo contents. At any time you choose to do, you can do this, okay? It's legal. It's part of your job, all right? Hey guys, how you doing? Down below, I have 10 more questions for you. I want you to take the free quiz down below. It's 10 more questions for you that are situationally based. Click the link and get it going. I want you to pass this test. I want you to start your career. But the test is the first step to it, okay? Good luck.